Times people have sued God. Oh no. Okay, you know what? Fine. We'll do this one. It's been a bit since we watched Tales from the Bottle. Qixer. What the fuck do you mean? The fuck do you mean lawsuits against God?
I've spoken before about unusual court cases.
What do we have? When courts prosecuted animals. Wait, fuck, what's his name? If I look it up, I'll find it. Tasmania seal. Neil the seal. Yeah. Let me see if I can find. Yeah, here we go. We'll do the Yorak one. Oh no, sorry, it's Morpars, not Yorak. Yeah, Morpars did it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, I got the two Aussies confused.
Is such a menace that he routinely gets the cops called on him. Introducing our protagonist, Neil the Seal, a 600 kilo absolute unit of a southern elephant seal from my home state of Tasmania in the land down under.
What a sad place to be from. Fuck.
Who is known for, above all else, being an absolute fucking menace to polite society. But despite his crimes, we all still truly love him. But what are his crimes? Well, see, he seems to just fucking hate traffic cones and road safety in general, has regularly been caught trespassing, and then once he has been caught trespassing, belligerently screaming at locals because they won't give him his fucking fish, and has been known to just block roads by plopping his fat ass down directly in the middle of them. However, hands down, the funniest shit he has ever done was just straight stopping this random lady from going to work. I shit you not. This motherfucker crawled out of the ocean, up the beach, crossed the road, absolutely fucking bodied this woman's poor letterbox.
Oh no.
And then proceeded to plant himself directly in front of her fucking car. She was then unable to go to work because this half-ton beefcake was camping her driveway for so damn long. Local news had time to drive out to her house and cover the fucking story. Now, this is a lot of menace for a single seal to cause. But the funniest part of this is, old mate isn't even fully grown.
No.
He's like 5 years old. If you think he can fuck things up now, wait until he's nearly 2 solid-ass tons of blubber and takes issue with the wall of your house. I do not think that seal damage is covered on my fucking insurance plan, dude.
Yeah, there you go. That's Neil the Seal for you. This reminded me when courts prosecuted animals. Ghost passes verdict in murder trial. He shot a ghost. They sentenced him to death. Sorry.
Ones involving ghosts, or who can forget the times domesticated animals were put on trial. But I've never spoken about lawsuits filed against gods, which not only exist, but in contrast to those other cases, which lie firmly in the past, the cases against God are all within living memory.
What country? Which country? It's gotta be United States, surely. Surely. It has to be United States. I can't think of anywhere else it would be.
Which I suppose makes sense. The further back in time you go, the less you'd want to make yourself known as an opponent
UK,
of God.
I guess.
So,
could.
how did God fare in these lawsuits? Is it worth suing him? In 1969, in Arizona, USA, Betty
Fucking told ya. Fucking told ya!
Penrose's house was struck by a bolt of lightning and subsequently burnt to the ground, along with all her worldly possessions. A religious person might interpret this as a message from God about the sublunary nature of life here on Earth as opposed to the endless bounties of heaven. But Betty Penrose decided she was actually quite fond of her worldly possessions and that God should be held accountable for their destruction. In this regard, Penrose was fortunate to be a secretary to a lawyer, and her boss filed a lawsuit on her behalf seeking $100,000 in damages against God, who...
What? Who? I just want to know what's going through your head at this time. Like, who's gonna pay that out?
The suit alleged was responsible for the maintenance and operation of the universe, including the weather in and upon the state of Arizona, which sort of makes him out to be like a negligent engineer. Oddly, the lawsuit was not filed in Arizona, but in California. Although there was a good reason for this, but you'll have to bear with me. This is an unusual story. You see, in 1966, Lou Gottlieb of the folk group The Limelighters purchased 31 acres of land in Sonoma County, California, and spent the next few years turning it into a hippie free-for-all known as Morning Star Commune. The idea was anyone could come live on this land, and there were basically no rules at all. This did not bring great joy to the neighbours, who complained of noise, nudity, waste disposal, public health conditions, and building code violations.
Yeah, this sounds like
in the face of mounting legal disputes and fines from the county, Gottlieb transferred ownership of the property to God. This happened a week before Penrose's lawsuit against God was filed, and was the reason the suit was filed in California.
What? What does that mean?
If God owned property in California, then he could be sued there. However, the Morningstar Commune deed was found invalid, as it was declared that God could not take legal possession or otherwise hold title of the property as the law required. Betty Penrose's suit failed. God must have been pretty happy with that resolution, but this was not the end of his legal troubles.
Oh no.
In 2005, he was
2005? What do you mean 2005?
And serving 20 years in prison for murder in Romania. Pavel Mircea.
What? It is Romania though, so.
He had entered a binding contract with God when he was baptized, and although
well, actually, you can't sign a contract as a child, so that would be a contract with your parents, actually.
God had happily accepted Mircea's prayers and the money he had spent on candles and other offerings and church services, God had not upheld his part of the deal.
Oh no.
According to Mircea, he was supposed to protect me from all evils, and instead he gave me to Satan, who encouraged me to kill. Mircea...
His argument is I killed because God abandoned me. This sounds like a we tried the insanity plea and we're gonna try it again, but with another. Look, if your goal is to get an insanity plea, this is certainly a way to get one.
Accused God of fraud, breach of trust, abuse of position of authority, and accepting undue benefits. The public prosecutor's office turned down the case, arguing God did not have an address and was not a person in the eyes of the law.
I love that they have to they have to give you a legal reason why you can't sue God. They can't just be like, no. They're gonna logic their way out of it.
It's like they don't.
And look, if God doesn't have an address, that's, solid reasoning right there.
Don't have a very high opinion of the homeless in Romania. In 2007, in Nebraska, USA,
of course, we're fucking in the USA again. Okay.
State Senator Ernie Chambers filed a suit.
Senator? Okay.
Against God, seeking a permanent injunction against God's harmful actions, including fearsome floods, egregious earthquakes,
fearsome floods, that's kind of what he's known for.
Horrendous hurricanes, terrifying tornadoes, pestilential plagues, ferocious famines, devastating droughts, genocidal wars, birth defects, and the like. His flair for alliteration kind of ran out of steam there towards the end. Initially, it was believed that the senator was trying to highlight issues in public access to the court system, leading to frivolous lawsuits. But he later clarified he was attempting to demonstrate the exact opposite, that no lawsuit should be dismissed as frivolous, and the court should be open to everyone. And basically, anyone should be able to sue anyone else.
That's very US, yeah.
I feel like his case sort of illuminates a bit of an issue with this, though. I mean, if thousands of people filed suit against God until the courts were clogged with these types of cases, does that not sort of compromise the public's access to the courts? The case was eventually dismissed because God could not properly be served with legal process, and Senator Chambers was reportedly happy with this, as it illustrated the legal system already had existing mechanisms to dispose of meritless claims. Well,
This guy's just playing both sides. It's like, no, everyone should be able to file bullshit lawsuits. But I filed the bullshit lawsuit to prove the bullshit lawsuit's bad. The fuck is... He was like, the one contrarian in the state, very much run by the other political side. I kept them honest.
Without preventing people from filing them in the first place. Fair enough, but by the time the case made its way to the Nebraska Court of Appeals to be ultimately dismissed, the suit had spent about 13 months in the courts.
So I can't be sued if they can't find me? So the idea that you have to be handed court papers is not real. Like, that's like a movie thing. They don't have to hand you the court papers. Like, that's not, like, at all how that works. Speaking of funny legal stuff, Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor of California at one time and wrote out a bill veto explanation that spelled out "fuck you."
Interesting case. I'm not sure what to think of it. Are you with the senator on this or against? I know one person who'd be loving all these lawsuits against God, the devil. Of course, he's had his day in court too. In 1971, Gerald Mayo, an inmate in Western Penitentiary, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, USA.
Again, it's two things, right? The US loves to sue people, and also the US is a very religious country. Like, both of these things at once. Like, there are other, you're not seeing these lawsuits from, like, from, I don't know, Vatican City, from like, I don't know, Rome, like, like fucking anywhere. You're not seeing lawsuits like this from, like, Saudi Arabia. It also helps that people in the US love to fucking sue each other.
Filed suit against Satan and his staff. The suit alleged that Satan has on numerous occasions caused plaintiff misery and unwarranted threats against...
Another Ernie Chambers stunt was writing a poison pill amendment to a gun bill he didn't like that involved enforcement by the bill author shooting off someone's finger and a formula involving weight and shoe size. What's really crazy is Christianity is the fastest shrinking religion in the US. I did not know that. That's happening in a lot of countries, though.
The will of plaintiff,
but it doesn't surprise me at all.
Satan has placed deliberate obstacles in his path and has caused plaintiff's downfall, and had therefore deprived him of his constitutional rights. I must smoke the meth.
It's in front of me.
Violation of the United States Code. Classic criminal mindset. Everything is everyone else's fault. In fairness to him, I would say whatever lawyer advised this lawsuit was a good idea was definitely to blame for this chapter of Mayo's life. But Mayo represented himself, so it was actually his own fault. The judge first expressed serious doubts over whether the Pennsylvania court could exercise jurisdiction over Satan, noting he was a foreign prince, potentially able to claim sovereignty.
Okay, this is the best reason why they can't do it.
Over Satan, noting he was a foreign prince, potentially able to claim sovereign immunity. There were further
I love these judges, man. These judges are having, like, they get so many annoying lawsuits every day. If something like this comes past them, they're like, oh, thank fuck, this is gonna be an easy day today. This will be a really easy day. He was the lost prince of Ethiopia all along.
Doubts that Mayo's complaint represented a legally actionable claim, and of course Mayo had failed to provide enough information for the US Marshal Service to serve Satan legal process. The case was dismissed. In 1986, Ralph Perry Forbes also sued Satan, alongside the Russellville School District, the Arkansas Department of Education, and the Arkansas Education Association.
Okay, one of these things is not like the other things.
Why? Well, Forbes was a Christian identity minister and neo-Nazi, like an actual neo-Nazi.
Okay.
As in he was a bona fide member of the American Nazi Party.
Sure.
Not because he followed Elon Musk on Twitter or something. Forbes wanted to stop the party, not because he followed Elon Musk on Twitter or something. Forbes wanted to stop public schools from celebrating Halloween, which he called the Christmas of the Antichrists.
Okay.
In court, Satan was the only defendant to not have legal representation until a local lawyer stepped forward to defend the devil free of charge. That has to be the most damning charitable act of all time. In defense of Satan, John Wesley Hall Jr. argued that there was no evidence Satan transacted business in Arkansas, owned property in Arkansas, or committed any torts in Arkansas. It was found that the schools were allowed to celebrate Halloween, and the entire case was thrown out. So I'm sorry to say, if you were looking for a quick payday, pulling a slip and fall in the house of God probably isn't going to do it for you. At least in the US, the problem seems to be
No, you could sue the church. I don't know what defense. So I know that churches are treated separately as legal entities when it comes to taxation. I don't know how it is with lawsuits. You could sue the church because they were, like, let's say they didn't maintain the church properly, right? Like, you could do that. Suing God, though, maybe not so much.
God probably isn't going to do it for you. At least in the US, the problem seems to be the address at which God can be served papers. So if you can ascertain a postcode for heaven, you might be onto something. If not, you might have to find a real person to blame your problems on. If you liked this video, you can watch more of my other videos, which are in a similar style, but about other interesting topics.
Okay.
You can subscribe to keep seeing more in the future, and you can join the channel membership to support me monetarily. Thank you, and until next time,
Amazing video.
stay
What a
safe.
fucking video. Oh, bloopers. What do we have here?
Ones involving ghosts, or who can forget the times dead domesticated animals.
Dead domesticated, yep.
Along with all her worldly possessions. A religious... What? Opposed to the endless bounties of heaven, but Petty Benrose... Petty Benrose?
Petty
Her
Benrose.
boss filed a lawsuit on her behalf, seeking 100,000 damages. What? Does that not sort of compromise the public's access? Does that not sort of compromise the public's access to the courts?
Asses.
Access?
Asses.
Alongside the Russellville School District.
Yeah, this is about how it goes for me as well. That's about how well it goes for me. Oh, that was fun. It's the same as suing a business. You technically can, but they're going to outspend you broke. Well, unless they're if they're like a small business, right? Like a mom and pop shop. What a great channel. I love the channel. It's a fucking hilarious channel.